Hello, I'm Adam Frost. Would you believe me if I told you that 83% of Brits value their outside space all year round, but don't necessarily know how to get the most out of it? So I've teamed up with Calor to provide some tips and ideas for whatever size your garden, just to tease out a little bit more. So my first tip would be, if you want to get more out of your garden, is understand how the light moves through the space, but not just in the summer, right throughout the year. In the winter, the sun's lower in the sky. In the summer, as we know, it's higher. After that, where are you drawn to? Where do you naturally want to sit? You'll then be able to work out where you want to cook, where you want to be for your morning cup of tea, where you want to be at the end of the day for a lovely gin and tonic. So that light is incredibly important. Really easy tip for taking your cooking to another level: grow your own food. Things like herbs added to marinades on top of salads, meats, fishes. It takes it completely somewhere else. But growing your own rhubarb, your own vegetables, your own currants, all of that makes such a difference to the garden as a social space. It's just conversation which becomes memory. So there you go, get planted. That is incredible, it's tactile. I suppose this tip is a little bit more of a reminder that gardens work with every single one of our senses. You know, that touch, smell, where you're going to put something that carries scent near somewhere that you sit. Your eyes, that beauty, your ears, the sound. Just think about how you can really engage with every single one of them. And again, that garden just lifts a little bit. Here's another one for you. You arrive at somebody's house for a barbecue, and the poor person cooking is over in the corner, away from everybody. Bring that into the central space. That social area should be about cooking as well, being together, but also think about the beginning of the year when it's cooler, and the back end. Could you put it under a covered area? But if you're going to stay out there into the evening, even a simple blanket over your knees just to keep you warmer. All of these little things just help create great little spaces. Another tip, think about your seating areas. When you're planning, how do you want the area to feel? What time of day are you going to be there? Is it sheltered? Is it out of those cold winds? Can you lower it? Change the eye level, wrap it in planting. You want the area to feel special, and more than that, comfortable. For me, designing a garden is not just about how it looks. It's got to be as much about how it feels. So when you're creating, what do you want those little spaces to feel like? You know, smile, energize, something calm, romantic. You get that in your head, and then start to think about the planting that you want to carry through 12 months of the year. And for me, building planting in layers works. Think about the trees, where you're going to place them. Then you've got your shrubs, that's your next layer. And then you've got your herbaceous perennials, that stuff that's going to give you the summer interest. And then bulbs, spring and winter interest. Add to that your boundaries. You're going to end up with a garden that will carry you through 12 months of the year. Great way of personalising your space is thinking about memories. Maybe a holiday you've been on, a person that you've loved and maybe lost, the plants that put a smile on your face, scent. It might remind you of somewhere you were on a particular day. So think about selection of materials, the plants that we put in our gardens, you know, they all help evoke those connections with the past. But also remember that little space outside the door is somewhere to make new memories and socialising, having friends around, family, the kids, whatever. That's things you're going to remember for years. So another tip, our gardens are getting smaller. So actually, in reality, this vertical space is becoming more and more precious. But how can we use it? Found fruit, things like apples, pears, or even peaches. Bringing that to the table while you're cooking is amazing. Last but not least, I think gardens ultimately are about moments. And how many can you get from a year, not just the summer? Wildlife provides so much joy in our gardens, and they're an important part of the whole cycle. So maybe some water, some shelter, some food, housing, whatever it is you can add to bring wildlife into the garden, you will make it a more magical place. So there you have it. What are you waiting for? Get yourself out there, and remember, you're developing your space to get more out of it throughout the year, not just on the sunny days. Think about the memories you're going to make, family, friends, or just some quiet moments. So, go on. You know you want to.